Tell us a little bit about your portfolio.
All right, hi guys, I'm Megan, this is my portfolio. I guess I'll start by saying that I built it using Wix, and I chose to do that because it was the best, like the platform that gave you the most like customization without having to know basically anything about coding. So that's why I went with it, and it worked out really well. You can kind of do whatever you want with it, and it makes it look pretty for you. So the audiences that I was kind of thinking about in this were future employers and also grad school admissions offices. I'm going to grad school next year, and this was before I was applying, so these were kind of the people I was considering, and then the secondary audience would be all of you guys, I guess, and people at tech. So with that in mind, I knew that I wanted something that was like clean and professional, but being a creative writing major and applying to graphic design programs, I also wanted to like not have like a really stuffy looking portfolio or like nothing too stiff, since they are like creative fields. I wanted to have a little bit of personality to it. So that's where some things come in, like the picture that's not the like typical headshot, and I pulled color from that, so like the green kind of comes in from this image, and the fonts that I chose are pretty transparent, like they're not really distracting, but they still, it's not like Times Roman or anything like that. They're a little bit quirky. So that's sort of design choices. On my About page, this is kind of where I talk about my undergraduate experience, and not really in a like, I did this and this and this kind of way, but sort of what the culmination of it means to me. So for me, I started out in architecture, and I spent 2.5 years studying architecture before switching to English, and that had a really large impact on just like my educational experience, and so it was really important to me that that be represented in this portfolio. So like you guys will see that come back again and again. So it's kind of for me the merging of my experiences in architecture with my experiences in English, and so I kind of talk about that through here and explain that stuff. I don't know how to scroll. And then at the bottom I have this like slider that has the pictures of me doing fun things like projects and bungee jumping and being tech spirited and architectural projects and all the fun stuff that shows someone why they want me to be part of their school or company or something like this. That would look like a lot of fun. Over here is my creative writing portfolio. So I kind of talk about what creative writing is to me and kind of my style and the way that it's come to be a part of my life. And then I included a handful of pieces that I feel pretty proud of. So, you know, poetry, there's some poetry. And so that's kind of just like the general like portfolio from what I've accomplished in creative writing. And then I have my design portfolio. So like I said, I really wanted like my architecture and design self to show through in this also, not just like the creative writing stuff. So I included some portfolio pieces from architecture. This is probably going to take forever to load, so there it is. So stuff like this, and then also it was pretty relevant for trying to get into graphic design programs, or like just showing potential employers that I have this other side, that it's not just about creating an experience in writing, but also visually. So there's some portfolio pieces. And then I have my resume, which is largely influenced by my print resume, so that's kind of like where I pulled the layout from, because originally there was a downloadable PDF version on here, but I don't think it's there anymore. This has kind of been evolving as I've been sort of adding things to it. So I kind of organized it by just kind of in one column the things that would be at a glance, and the other column is something that you may read more in depth into, like the things that I've done in work experiences and stuff like that. And the whole thing has been evolving as I've kind of built more portfolio pieces and written more and just kind of had more things under my belt. I've been adding to it. And after, I am going to grad school next year, and I can see it sort of evolving after that from a sort of academic personality into a professional personality, and then remaining relevant to what I'm doing. I think it's a really good framework for that. And then I've got my content page, which has an interesting but kind of irrelevant picture that I took, and ways to get in touch with me. That's kind of the gist of it. I don't know if there's anything else.
So did you all have any questions or thoughts or comments? I always do, so a couple questions. Did your grad schools ask for this, or did you just?
They will like say, if you have a website, give it to us here. And I'm always like really hesitant. It's one of those things that's like, I feel like unless it's absolutely outstanding, like it can always hurt you and maybe not help you so much. So I'm always really hesitant, but I feel pretty good about
Well,
this.
I'm very, I mean, all you'll see with the today ones,
Yeah,
they're very
they don't require
nicely
it.
designed. I mean, I like the way the elements are laid out there nicely too. So when did you start this?
This was fall semester this year.
Okay, good. Well, there's a lot of content too, and I would like to hear. I think it'll keep evolving as you go on. I imagine it's your career shapes. So. Well, thank you all. Appreciate it. Any lots of questions? Thanks, Megan.